What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another post-game show here on Rangers Central. And the Rangers beat the Philadelphia Flyers 6-5 in overtime. The Rangers now officially clinch a playoff spot here in Game 72 of the regular season. We're getting down to it with these games here. Carolina lost, so really big night in terms of the Rangers standing-wise. Did not play a good game at all. If we're being honest here, it's nights like this where you feel weird because you're pissed off with the effort, but you want to also be happy with the fact that they got 2 points. And that's really what they need to do at the end of the day, because it is a tight race come playoff time. And because of the fact you want to get home ice. And I hope tonight was a lesson learned for this fan base too, that you should not pick an opponent. The Philadelphia Flyers didn't make it easy for the Rangers. And quite frankly, if they got better goaltending, they probably win this game easily. So I'm just being honest here with that take, but the Rangers got to do their business, and they got to play a better game than this. They're capable of being way better than this. This was very sloppy, and we know it. The third period, the way that they played that third, when they took the lead 3-2, I wanted to see them play shutdown hockey, play a tight brand of hockey, and then they take lazy penalties. They're allowing goals left and right. They're not, every single time they scored, they would allow a goal right back. It was a Gerard Gallant type of hockey game for the Rangers here, where it's great. They got the 2 points, but it was not pretty whatsoever. We're going to talk about, though, before we do here, leave a like here on the post-game show if you do enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel here. The first period, honestly, there's really not even a lot to talk about because nobody would open up the scoring here whatsoever. And it was just a poor period for the Rangers, honestly. Like, the first 5-10 minutes or so, they got possession. They didn't really do much with it, but they had possession. And then they couldn't break the puck out of their zone. They couldn't move the puck up the ice. The forecheck was non-existent, and the neutral zone play, quite frankly, was dog shit. It was not good at all. They were allowing Philadelphia through way too easily because of their mistakes, and they weren't getting through because of their mistakes. They tried forcing the stretch pass way too much, wasn't working, or they would try to force an east-west play, which would lead to a rush the other way. That was pretty much the story of all night, though. That wasn't just a first period problem. It was an all-night problem where they were playing way too much east-west compared to what they were doing against Florida, where they were playing straight-line hockey more so during that game, and they played an impressive hockey game in terms of the way that they played with the North-South game, especially Boston, more so that game. They played so good against the Boston Bruins, but that's the type of play they need to get back to, because this type of play, like I keep saying, will not fly. And then the second period, they're just still allowing quality chances. It would be 1-0, a terrible line change. Keandre Miller's in no man's land. And then Scott Lund snipes it high glove on Igor. And how much have we talked about Igor Shesterkin's high glove being an issue for him this season? And that made it 1-0 right there. Miller continued to make a mountain of mistakes. There was plenty of mistakes from, I mean, honestly, everybody on the team was making just terrible mistakes. There was lazy penalties. Trocheck takes a lazy penalty. Philadelphia scores on that. VC blows a tire there. Ruido's just, I don't even know where. Miller's puck watching a pass there, and then Lawton just gives it right to Paling to tip it in. 2-0. Rangers get a power play. Shouldn't have got that power play, because if you watch the replay and you say that was a penalty, you are the biggest homer here, and I'm not going to let anyone tell me that was a penalty where Forster went off for high sticking. Fox clearly sold that, and I'm not going to say that the ref shouldn't have called. I think Trocheck got like hooked or interfered with not too long before. That should have been called, but regardless, the Rangers go on the power play. Probably shouldn't have, but they go on the power play, and it's 2-1 because Mika Zibanejad would score, and I was getting very pissed off with the way Zibanejad was playing before that. He scored there, and he kind of turned it up, though, as the game went along. If you do want to take anything away that is maybe positive, is he looked better later on in the game. And that second period, though, I was happy they scored on the power play, but the 5v5 play was not good enough at all. They were not generating any chances. They barely got anything going in the offensive zone that second period at all. Third period, all right, well, this was chaotic, to say the least. It would be 2-2 very early. The puck gets stumped into the offensive zone. Kakko would just poke check it away, feeds Brodzinski in the slot, 2-2. Rangers made it 3-2 not too long after. Left with a shot, almost bounces in. Mika puts it in the crease. It's loose in front, and Lafreniere would bury it 3-2. And then it just continued to be chaotic. Like the Rangers got a couple of chances, not anything really too great. VC got denied on a rebound chance. Igor had to make a nice save here and there, but again, they kept making mistakes, which Brandon Scanlon, by the way, I don't want to be an asshole here, but not a good game for Scanlon at all. And VC has a shot, goes around the boards. Jones couldn't get back on time. Konechny scores on a rush chance. That made it 3-3. Would be 4-3 because Mika, a bad turnover from him. Or no, it would be 4-3 for the Rangers. I don't know what I'm saying. A bad turnover led to Mika getting a chance. I was going to say, when did Mika have a bad turnover there? Because he turned it up. Mika and Trocheck, we got a 2-on-1. Mika with a beautiful play, a beautiful pass over to Trocheck on that play. And that made it 4-3. Would be 4-4 right after because, of course, the penalty, they kill it off. And what do the Rangers love doing? Letting up goals after they kill penalties. Trocheck just gives up on the play. This starts all the way on the other end of the damn ice there. Trocheck just gives up after turning it over. Fox is far over in the neutral zone, up in the offensive zone even. He just glides back like, all right, Miller gets flat-footed in the neutral zone. Tippett gets past all of them, and I don't know how Philly was able to get away with that stretch pass all night long that they did, but they got away with it, and it goes off the post, off of Igor, and in 4-4 game. And that's another thing I will say. As bad as the defense was, Igor did not have a good game either at all. He was leaving a lot of rebounds out for Philadelphia. He was not seeing the puck well at all. He didn't have a good game. It's just that simple. Rangers would make it 5-4, though, off of a draw. Panarin fires one, blocked. Lafreniere buries it, 5-4. Then it would be 5-5 right after. VC, I don't know what he's doing on the play there, but Hathaway keeps hitting at the puck. It's loose in the crease. Miller and Gaudreau go skating at it. Neither of them clear it somehow. Forster taps it in, 5-5. We go to overtime, and it would be 6-5 because Adam Fox would score the winning goal there. But yeah, simply put, I did not like the way the Rangers played in this game. There's really no sugarcoating it. You're happy they got the 2 points. You got to be disgusted with the way that they played, though. I mean, they allowed way too many quality chances. They allowed 13 at 5v5 alone. Not going to cut it. And they only got 5 high danger chances in this game. And it didn't even felt like they got that. It felt like they never even really possessed the puck or controlled the puck at all in terms of just getting quality chances throughout the entirety of the game. So they need to clean that up and be way better. They're capable of being better. And that's what my biggest gripe has been with this team this season. That's been my point that I've been hammering home with why you don't pick an opponent. Because this team can beat whoever. It's a matter of them not shooting themselves in the foot. Tonight was one of the nights where they almost did, but they won the game. But tonight was one of those nights where they could have shot themselves in the foot and lost this game. And that's what scares me about this team rolling into the playoffs. And that's where my biggest question mark is come playoff time with this team still. I question the mental makeup. That's just me. People questioned it with the Avs. They did it. People questioned it with the Caps. They ended up winning it. People questioned it with all these teams. They won it. So maybe me questioning it is a good thing, but Steve Alquette was not happy with it either. I mean, after the second period, he was basically talking about how it's annoying that this team always has to play from behind, and it's not a problem until come playoff time when it probably will become a problem, and you face teams that shut it down when they get a lead. But one thing I will say, you got to credit Laviolette's coaching to potentially be a difference maker in that. So that's really all you could hang your hat on there. But this was not a great effort here. Really wasn't. A lot of guys played poorly. Ruedel was not good. Scanlon was not good. Fox, happy he got the OT winner. Happy he showed up on special teams. He did not have a good game at 5v5. Jones, he had a very good first period. I don't know what happened after that first period, but you didn't see him the rest of the night. The fourth line, Jimmy Vesey played a terrible game. I mean, the bottom six entirely, honestly, was just invisible or just played poorly. Rempe was not even noticeable really in this game. Goudreau was bad. VC was bad. And then the third line, too, was missing Alex Wenberg, which congratulations to him on the sex, but they need him back in the lineup because he was actually missed tonight in terms of his two-way play. Third line did not look really good outside of the goal that they scored. And then the top six, I mean, they got production, but they still did not get quality looks in terms of their play at 5v5. But again, they capitalized on their chances. Urson's bad. They actually scored on him. So we'll take it. Take the 2 points, but need to be better. So now the Rangers are at 100 points, leading the league. Clinch a playoff spot. The first team in the NHL to clinch a playoff spot. The only team, if you look at the standings, with an X next to that name, which is nice to see. But Cardiac Rangers affair. Go ahead. By the way, link is in the description if you want a Cardiac Rangers shirt. Speaking of 100 points, congratulations to Panarin on getting 100 points on the year. We were waiting for him to do it in a season. He did it. He finally did it, and I'm not surprised with the way that he's been driving this team all year. So good for Artemi Panarin getting 100 points. That's really all I got in terms of the analysis part of the show. Do so. If you haven't subscribed already, do so. So you know I upload or go live. Let me see what you guys have to say in the chat, though, about this game. Yep, Charles, they are playoff bound. And yeah, the dumb back pass. I don't get it either. Couldn't get out of their zone. You won't win like this in the playoffs. Agree. They wouldn't win like this in the playoffs. Joke of a showing, but 2 points, 2 points. Gained on Carolina with a game in hand. And now officially playoff bound. That's another big part for tonight. They did gain more ground on Carolina. So a lot of positive tonight in terms of that front, the standings front, but in depth of the game, not great. And they still have a game in hand on Carolina, and they right now have a 3-point difference. You have to obviously win the game in hand, but that's crucial. And what did I say too? You got to beat teams like the Philadelphia Flyers on the schedule and grab 2 points there if you want any sort of chance to keep first place in the Metro. You play Colorado next. Not going to be easy. But then you play pretty much, I mean, they play teams that are below the playoff line the rest of the way through, outside of Detroit, who's up and down with the playoff picture. So you got to take care of business against these poor teams. You have to. And yeah, you don't want to see a Torts coach team round one. Constant bad passing, stuck in their own zone for 2 minutes plus. I know. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened all night. Yeah, it's hilarious, Steven. It is hilarious that you could have it felt like you could turn the TV off after the second period, and they ended up winning. Yeah, they were sleeping, and again, I agree. I'm happy that they clinched a playoff spot, but they cannot play like this going forward. They cannot do that. Torts gets his teams to push, and if you push back, then they'll push even harder. Just get home ice, even if you have to play Tampa, and go from there. Exactly, Luke. You and I are on the same wavelength with that. Yeah, VC forgot he was a Ranger. Thank God for Laugh, Zibanejad, and Fox. I mean, partially the Fox, sure, but yeah, disgusting game and should have been an L, but yeah, they didn't do anything good tonight but scored. And Chesty was off. Yeah, if they play like this against the Avs, Robert, it's not going to go well. 100 points for Brad, 100 points for Mika, or 100 points for Mika power play goal, or a power play all time. I think that's what you mean. 100 points for the team, 800 wins for Laviolette. Yes, shout out to Laviolette too. I don't know why this team is so prone to giving the puck away. I don't know what it is, but the scary part is that Jacob Trouba is not necessarily a help to the lineup in that scenario. Yeah, I don't know what Jimmy Vesey was doing. It's a W, and happy to see them clinch a playoff spot. This was a horrible defensive effort. At least the big guy stepped up to get the goals. Congratulations to Panarin for getting 100 points. Yep. I mean, I don't know if they play that much better, but I don't know. And yeah, you're right. I should play. I should play the clip. What was the effort tonight?
It's been dog shit.
The effort was dog shit. Yeah, Crosby came third tonight. I don't get it with Miller. I don't get how he's so up and down the way he is. It just does not make sense to me. Yeah, Jones should probably stay in for Gus. I don't know if they're going to do it, but yeah, that defensive effort can't happen. Rangers got to clean up defensively next game. Otherwise, the Avalanche are going to have a field day and beat them like a drum. 10 to fun. Yes, leave a like if you haven't. And not a good game really for anyone today. I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, Rempe had that block, but that fourth line in general wasn't great tonight. The bottom six was just putrid. Did Kreider play? I can't understand. I just can't understand him. There are so many plays where he was just so lazy. Again, it's just aggravating. It aggravates me to no end. I mean, I don't know if there's any truth to this, but yeah, that should have been a penalty there. I mean, listen, he had the block shot, but nobody really played a great game in general. I'm sorry. I don't think anyone was really noticeable to that degree tonight. That's just me. Richard, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, bad timing for sex by Wenberg. Yeah, true. I mean, Rempe didn't give the puck away if you want to take anything away from the fourth line, but still, everyone needs to be a lot better. Everybody's capable of a lot better. Everyone needs to be better. I'm not saying they won't clean it up. I'm saying that they have to. Just saying they have to. And I'm saying that there's been things like this that have happened throughout the season that are habits that cannot continue, or else they'll get killed come playoff time. And like I said, I question the mental makeup of this team still. I'm sorry, but I have to question it until they show me. That series, I've such PTSD from that series last year. I'm going to be in my deathbed thinking about how the Rangers should have won that series against New Jersey last year. But it was all mental. And I'm not saying that it is a reflection of how they are going to be, but it's efforts like this where you question what is it going to be come playoff time with this team. I'm just nervous personally. Let's see. Last year, this game would have been a loss. Yeah, probably. This game clearly showed why you don't pick your opponent. Win as many games as you can and finish high in the standings. Yep, exactly. You got to finish high in the standings and lock up home ice. You have to, because you need these matchups too. You really do need Laviolette to get the matchup game. I want home ice. Lauren, I'd love to say that. I would say it if they played like they did against Boston. I would say it if they played like they did against Florida, even. But they gotta tonight. I can't have that take. And Bobby, I'm not discrediting what they've done. It's just, again, you see the spurts of efforts like this at times where you have to question it. You just have to question it. But I'm sitting here back and I'm keeping myself level-headed compared to where I was in January. And I'm at a let's see what happens in the playoffs. Sorry for Guardians of Dreams. Spent my $100 on Cardiac Ranger shirts and hoodies. No, you did not. If you did, I really do appreciate that. If you actually spend that much money on Cardiac Rangers apparel. Did you actually? I'm actually curious now. Or am I going to look for nothing here? Although I am curious. Let's see who has bought some Cardiac Rangers apparel here. Freak did. Slick, Ken, and Alexander. I appreciate all of you that bought your Cardiac Rangers merch. Appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully they'll have Gustafsson back in the lineup next game, which I've been very critical of Gustafsson, but Scanlon pissed me off that much tonight. I'm not saying they have to be perfect every night, Lauren. My point is that there's got to be a better effort than this. This was not a good effort. It just was not a good effort. There needs to be a better compete level than this. They got dominated most of the night and scored 6 goals. What D-man sits when everyone is healthy? I don't know. I mean, it's either going to be Jones or Gustafsson. I would want it to be Gustafsson because I've liked Jones's game. Didn't think he played after the first period. He kind of tailed off tonight, but I still have liked his game enough to where I would want Zach Jones to stay in the lineup. Okay, Fish and Rob. Here's my counter argument to this and my question. How many times have the Boston Bruins finished in first place? How many times did the Tampa Bay Lightning finish at the top of the standings? How many times did Colorado finish at the top of the standings? And every single year, the question was, will they have the mental makeup come playoff time to win it all? You know what I mean? And I just need to see playoff results personally. You can have your take, and I'm not going to stop you from feeling the way you do. If you feel 1000% confident in this team, you do you. That's your opinion. But to me, I want to see come playoff time what happens, because let's not forget what happened last year. I can't ignore what happened last year. I'm sorry. I just cannot do it. Shout out to Bob O'Reilly. I don't know who you're talking about with that, Hockey Dad, but yeah, rest in peace and condolences to whomever that may be. Where do we get the merch? Link is in the description, I believe. Did I leave it there? Yes, top link in the description where it says Cardiac Rangers merch. And yeah, the Devils' loss last year just put such a bad taste in my mouth that I have to see it. I just have to see it. And again, maybe, like I said earlier, maybe me having to question this team's mental makeup come playoff time is a good thing because it happened with all the teams previously. It's happened with all the teams previously. I have thoughts of that entire series, Luca. Yeah. Yeah, this is the point, Nick. They have room for improvement this year. Improvement over last year, but some bumps need to be smoothed over. And I'm not doubting their ability to do it, but I'm sorry. If you're sitting here and saying that this was a quality effort tonight, I'm sorry. I can't get behind that. I'm not saying they're not capable of playing quality efforts. If that's your takeaway from what I've been saying tonight, you're just not paying attention to what I'm saying, and that's on you. So I don't know. I've said it time and time again, this post-game show, that I'm not doubting their ability to do it, that they can do it. I'm saying I need to see them do it. And I'm saying that I just, like I've been saying, they need to show that they can do it consistently and when it matters the most. So that's what it is for me. I'm not doubting their ability, but nights like this. No, that whole thing was fake, JT. That was a fake thing. We are better because we subtracted Benino and Wheeler. Kids playing well helps. Yeah, those two, and Pitlick too. Pitlick was not good either. Well, I sometimes forget Nick Benino was on this hockey team. I sometimes forget it. Sometimes I think too, if Blake Wheeler was healthy, they wouldn't have made the trade. Like made trades. Some trades, I should say. Nashville tied it. Dang. Nashville is on fire. What is happening with some of these games? I'm curious. I still 4-4 that game. Wow. Are the Golden Knights not going to what's going to happen with the Golden Knights? I'm curious what they're going to be like come playoff time. I think Wenberg would have helped tonight. Yeah, Cooley was definitely invisible tonight. What I meant was they do need improvement. They could do it, but tonight was not that great. They kept coming back, but they got to tighten up. I agree with you, Nick. 1,000% agree with you. We have the right to question this team's mentality. They've shown many times over the years. I would add an S to that instead of the year, over the years, I'd say, of how they could be mentally weak until they prove they can win. We will question them just like the Avs were questioned. Yeah, that's pretty much my takeaway with that, Matt. Because there's been so many teams that have had similar things in the past like that. Check Mika's post-game quote. Let's see what he has to say. I'm very curious what he has to say. And I'm not saying that every playoff game needs to be a defensive effort, and it's not a defensive effort. But my problem is that they didn't, like, people are going to disagree with me and people are going to call me dumb. And I'm prepared for it because, they scored 6 goals. They did not generate chances that should have led to 6 goals. I'm sorry, they did not. They had 5 high danger chance on goal, and Urson should have saved way more shots than he did. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the guy to say it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. They got 6 goals, but they need to do better to generate chances. Like, they had also 27 shots too. 6 goals on 27 shots is not sustainable going forward. And if it is sustainable, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Here, let's see. Mika, I don't know if it'll be much of a celebration, but this is what every team is fighting for. We have, I would say, bigger goals. But if you one day want to lift the Stanley Cup, you've got to get into the playoffs first. That's step one. All right. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of what I expect them to say, to be honest. That they gotta be ready for the playoffs. Like, that's the goal. The goal is the cup, not getting in. I don't really make much from that, to be honest. Yeah, I agree, JT. It's not enough making the playoffs. You got to make it past. You got to make it far. You got to win. For me, you got to freaking just win. Like, I'm beyond the point of watching deep runs. I'm so beyond it, and I'm just so. I might go gray. I might go gray soon. Or my Cardiac Ranger shirt. I appreciate that, Christopher. Shout out to you. Just win 16 games. Would love that. If they win 16 games come playoff times, I will have a new way of assessing regular season games. And that's another reason why, because people tell me I'm too critical and everything. I haven't seen this team win a cup. I haven't. I just have not seen this team win the cup. Hardest trophy to win in sports. Yeah, Nick. It definitely is. It definitely is, but I want to see it. The fact I will, even when they win, like, even if / when they win a cup, I'll still always, for the rest of my life, like, I'll be happy in the moment. Don't take this away, but I'm going to say I will forever have a sour taste in my mouth that Henrik Lundqvist doesn't have a Stanley Cup. I will forever be sour about it. Playoffs were the minimum requirement. It's nice, but we shouldn't be celebrating it. This team standard is to win a cup. Anything else is a failure. We need to start raising the expectations. Exactly, Matt. The bar is not make the playoffs. This should be what it is year in and year out. It's like when they were constantly making runs every single year. Every year was just, all right, this team is a lock to make the playoffs. You could pencil it in before the season begins. Let's go and see what happens come playoff time. Yeah, they should have won one for Hank. They should have won. I don't want to. I don't even want to go down this road with talking about the Hank era. I don't want to go down this road. I'll shed a tear or two or 1,000. I can't go down the road of the Lundqvist era right now because it just aggravates me. It's why I am the way I am. It's why I can't ever. It's why I'm never satisfied. Like, for everyone that always comments, why are you never satisfied? Why are you never happy? This team's at the top of the league. I've seen them finish top of the league before. I've seen them get to the dance numerous times. I've seen them get to the finals before. I just want them to freaking win. That's all I want. That's all I want. Win the whole damn thing already. If they win a cup, it'll be like R2D2, but my next reaction will be back to work. Time to do it again. Yeah, knowing me. Knowing me. Yeah, they did. They did, Nick. Oh, they did. No, yeah, the defense wasn't good around Igor tonight. And Richard, my point is that they don't have to be perfect night in and night out. That's not the point that I'm making. My point is there's got to be some semblance of a defense in these games, especially. But again, at least for periods, like the entire game, they were. I don't know. I thought 2015 was the year. I truly thought 2015 was the year they were going to win. When they beat Pittsburgh in 5, I was like, they finally knocked an opponent out, and it didn't take 7 games. I thought they were going to do it right. I thought that was the year. I really did. And yeah, it's hard to win the cup, but that's what I want the standard to be, is win the cup. Yeah, we got to do a podcast soon. I got to do a couple of things. Tomorrow, I got to do some Mets content because opening day is on Thursday, if they even play, because it's probably going to rain, to be honest, which sucks. I'm so annoyed about that. I'm so annoyed that Thursday's going to rain. That's just such a letdown. I will be watching both. Mets play afternoon and the Rangers play at night. But when both are on, the Rangers get the eyeballs right now. The only way the Mets will ever get the eyeballs over the Rangers, that would require the Mets making the playoffs. That would require the Mets actually making deep runs in the playoffs too. So that's the only way they'll ever get eyes over the Rangers, is if they're in a deep run and they play the same night. Yeah, I'm probably going to do playoff preview content, Richard. I appreciate you saying that. But yeah, I definitely have plans for that. Also, some new channel graphics potentially might be revealed then. I don't know if we're going to do it then or if I'm going to wait it out for that. Exactly, D. Exactly. They got to prove it in the playoffs. Exactly my point, D. At this point, they clinch a spot. I'm riding through the motions of the regular season. I just want to see them develop some good habits growing into the playoffs. But once playoffs come, it's a different animal, and you got to show me that you could freaking do it, because last year, I'm still pissed off. Once playoff tickets drop, I'm going to get playoff tickets. Did they drop them? I don't think they dropped playoff tickets, no? If they did drop playoff tickets, I should secure them. Don't make me do this right now. Don't tell me they dropped playoff tickets now. Thank you for leaving a like. I appreciate it. If anyone else did not leave a like, I would appreciate if you did. I would appreciate if you would subscribe too if you haven't. Did they release playoff tickets already? No, they didn't. You scared me. You gave me a heart attack. I was like, don't tell me they released playoff tickets, and I didn't know. But yeah, I will be hopping on that, of course, when they do drop playoff tickets. My goal will be to go to oh wow, Jake Gensel. He said my intention was to stay in Pittsburgh, but they wanted to go in a different direction. Wow. Like I was saying though, yeah, my goal is to be at as many playoff games as possible. Yeah, this is my biggest question, Mike NYR for life, is the start of games. And that's what Valley was talking about too. And that's what I agreed with, is that I'm hoping that this team come playoff time will change that. Bank account gonna let me not gonna let me do that. You gotta try to make it to one, Matt. You could do it. Paying fours. Paying fours are the way, Matt. Who would or would I go to a road playoff game? Um, Depends where they're playing. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. If unless somebody is offering me road playoff tickets to like a potential series winner, that's like the only way I would go to a road playoff game, probably. That's what credit cards are for. Yeah, exactly. You get it. You get it. I'm right about last year. I was stunned at how mentally weak they allowed themselves to become after taking every advantage they couldn't handle a tiny adjustment. Yeah, exactly, Dominic. That's why come playoff time, we'll see. Paying fours, yeah, you do. It splits the total payments up with over the course of 4 separate payments, and it's bi-weekly payments. That's what you gotta do. Exactly. If you got a house, a car, or perhaps a wife, or in my case, a girlfriend, she's not listening to this, hopefully, sell all of it, buy playoff tickets. If you're listening to this, it's just a joke. I love you. Hopefully, she's not. Well, I put up another playoff flag back there. I don't know. I don't got a lot of room. I'm running out of room here. I don't know. Well, if I could find room, maybe I have a bit of room below the 2023 one, which I want to get rid of it because reasons. But maybe I have room back there. And I have all the playoff pucks up there too. Was hoping I'd collect more from last year. Didn't happen. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. But we are going to go. I could sell a kidney. Anyone in the chat need a kidney? But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you have not already. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next. And I will see you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody.